Welcome, big dogs. Today we're going to look at an Excel application to determine the stresses and deflections on a fixed supported plate under a uniform pressure load. And we're going to use the closed form solution from Bork's formulas for stress and strain as shown here. So let's go ahead and look at the plate section real quick. So in a previous video we looked at the simply supported plate under a uniform pressure load, and we went through, took these table of values, determined our constants, and then determined the max deflections and max stresses. So we're going to do the same case here, but we're going to do it for the fixed edge case. So if we go down here a few pages, we see the fixed case under a uniform pressure load, and it's got basically a different table of values, and it's got formulas for the stresses and the deflections and that sort of thing. So let's step back for a second. So as a structural analyst, one of the most difficult things to identify in a problem is the boundary conditions. So a lot of times we look at the simply supported case and also the fixed supported case, and our answer is probably going to fall between the two. You'd use the worst case from either situation, if you're really unsure. The fixed supported case probably represents closer to a weldment, and then the simply supported case probably represents like a fastened case. But you want to do your due diligence and calculate the results for both, because your answer is going to fall between those two extremes in more cases than not. These formulas here are real simple. You have your stress, worst case stress occurring at the center of the longest edge here. So if you look at this over here, it'd be the center right around here. And then you have your stress at the center, and then your max deflection at the center. Then you have your A over B ratio, which is basically the ratio between your longest side and your short side, the length of those two. And then you determine that ratio, and then you interpolate to find your constants, beta 1, beta 2, and alpha, and then you plug them in here to find your answer. It's pretty simple. You'll have to do some interpolation, but let's go ahead and look at the Excel case here. This spreadsheet determines the maximum stress and deflection for a fixed supported plate on all sides. So you have 5 inputs, okay? Long side length, short side length, the pressure load, the plate thickness, Young's modulus, and then I wrote a VBA function that determines or beta 1, beta 2, and alpha, and then you plug those values in these formulas and you determine your worst case stress and your worst case deflection. Usually those are the two I'm only worried about, the worst case. And so let's go ahead and just kind of step through the spreadsheet real quick just to demonstrate some functionality. Let's say we want to put a 25-inch plate, 25 by 20, 5 psi load, thickness of 0.25, Young's modulus of 400,000. You can play what if. You can see here it goes through, calculates it. Here I put a flag on here. There's some assumptions into the works book that you need to be aware of, but essentially this says the maximum displacement is more than 1/2 the thickness. This violates a small displacement assumption, so the results may not be correct. In order to make these results kind of close to what you're looking for, or more representative of the real world, you need to make sure that this is not read down here. So what we can do is we can change the size of the plate or change the thickness, and you can see here we did that, and our answer right here is not flagged. That's a good ballpark representation of what to expect for this geometry plate under this pressure load. Another thing I want to demonstrate or identify in this problem is you have a long side and a short side. So if I make my short side longer than my long side, I flag it here with an error. So that's given in the VBA function, but we can play what if. You can use goal seek, change it to different values, and get a ballpark answer. You can write an FEA program and do this, but that's a little more time consuming, and for as a mechanical designer, this is a quicker way to do it with these closed form solutions. But you can see over here these are the values we use, but Let's go look at the assumptions real quick just to make you aware of under what cases this formula is working with. So we got 5 assumptions here. The plate is flat and must be uniform thickness and of homogeneous isotropic material. Assumption number 2, the thickness is not more than about 1/4 of the least transverse dimension, and the deflection is not more than about 1/2 the thickness. Then you have some other assumptions here. One big one is work stress and strain for this case. This case calculates it for a Poisson's ratio of 0.3, so just be aware of that. The majority of your materials will be close to 0.3, but just I needed to bring that up. That kind of demonstrates the functionality of the spreadsheet. You can go compare this to ufunda.com or whatever. It gets basically the same answer, but it's yours, right? You can extend this to other applications. But let me go ahead and just step into the code real quick just to run through it. We did this in another video for the simply supported case. It's basically the same code, just different values. The function is fixed rectangular plate case 8, and you can see here I've identified or initialized some variables, calculate my ratio, and then I have my array of values here for basically that ratio, and then beta 1, beta 2, alpha are constants. So this comes from the table over to the right. These are these values. I just took these rows and put them in an array for each constant. And then I go through the cases here. If my ratio is greater than the 2, then I determine my beta 1, beta 2, and alpha from that table, right? And then if my short side or my ratio is less than 1, it's going to flag it as an error, as I demonstrated, and then run through those table of values, and it's going to interpolate to find what the constants are, and it's going to return those. So we have an interpolation function down here. I mean, this is the exact same thing we did in the other video, so not much to elaborate on here, but that's how it works. This can extend to several applications. I use it in mechanical design more often than I thought I would. It's a little bit easier than FEA. If you do an FEA program, you want to take these 2 cases, the simply supported and the fixed supported case, and you want to compare it to your FEA results to validate that you're kind of in the ballpark, right? You didn't screw up a parameter in your analysis. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time. Adios.